Dear soul, today I come to you not by chance, but by divine purpose. I am your guardian angel, and I bring a message that has traveled through the heavens to reach your heart today. It is a message wrapped in truth, drenched in love, and filled with urgency. You are not here by accident. Your soul was called to receive this. And I ask you, from the very first word, listen until the end, because what I am about to reveal can change everything. Right now, there is someone whose heart beats quietly for you, someone who feels deeply, who carries a love that is stronger than time, stronger than fear. She feels love for you, real, unwavering, sacred love, but there is something she's hiding, something she hasn't had the courage to say. And this silence could be misunderstood. If you walk away from this message too soon, you might miss the most important truth of your journey, a truth that heaven wants you to know. Now, please, stay with me, because each word that follows will bring you closer to something your heart has been waiting to understand for a long time. And if you feel this message touches even a small part of your soul, say Amen in the comments below. Say I receive if you're ready to hear what your spirit already knows deep inside. This message is alive with light, and you, dear soul, were meant to hear it. She feels love for you, but there's a secret. And if you're ready, I'll begin to reveal everything. Dear soul, now that you've opened your heart to this message, I want you to take a deep breath. Let everything around you fade for a moment, because now we're stepping into a truth that only your spirit can fully understand. What I'm about to tell you is not just a message, it's a confirmation from the heavens. Yes, she feels love for you. Real, profound, undeniable love. And this love, though hidden in silence, has never stopped growing. It surrounds you even when you cannot see it. It calls your name in her thoughts, in her dreams, in the quiet spaces of her day. And yet, you may have questioned it. You may have felt ignored or confused. But now, I am here to reveal what's really happening beneath the surface. She has carried this love inside her for longer than you know. There were moments when she almost reached out, when her heart nearly overpowered her fear, but something always stopped her. A shadow of doubt, a memory of pain, or the fear of what you might think. Even though her love is real, she hides it behind a wall of silence. And I know that silence has hurt you. I know it made you wonder if you imagined the connection, or if your heart had been misled. But I tell you with divine certainty, your heart was not wrong. This love is mutual, it is destined, and it is very much alive. There are signs, small, sacred signs, that have surrounded you. The way your thoughts suddenly drift to her, the way her name appears when you least expect it, the dreams, the songs, the feelings that arrive without warning. These are not coincidences. They are whispers from the divine, showing you that this bond is real. You are connected, and even if she hasn't said the words, her soul has already spoken them, many times, in silence, in longing, in invisible threads that tie her heart to yours. But let me tell you something that you may not yet fully realize. She is closer than you think, not just in physical distance, but in emotional readiness. There is something shifting within her, a recognition, a stirring, a quiet acknowledgement that the love she holds can no longer be buried. She thinks of you more often than you know. She wonders what you would say if you knew the truth. She imagines how you might react if she finally let the words escape her lips. And deep down, she hopes you're waiting for her too. You see, this love is not ordinary. It's not fleeting or shallow. It is something the angels have been watching over. It is part of a greater design, one that involves healing, growth, and transformation. It's a love that is meant to awaken something inside both of you, a love that calls you to become more than you were before. This is why it feels so intense, so confusing, so deeply rooted in your spirit. Because it was never just about romance. It was about divine timing, soul connection, and truth. And the truth is, she is beginning to feel that time is running out, that if she doesn't say something soon, she might lose the chance to ever be with you. This thought alone fills her with both urgency and fear. She fears rejection, misunderstanding, or even worse, that you've already given up. But I am here to assure you, you have not been forgotten. You are still in her heart, even if her lips remain closed. And the more she tries to hide it, the more it consumes her. There is a quiet desperation in her prayers. Yes, she has prayed for you. She has asked the heavens to guide her, to give her a sign, to help her find the words. And do you know what she was told? That she would not have to do this alone. That I, her angel, and I, your angel, would bring this message at the right time. That time is now. She loves you. She truly does. But her love has become a secret she can no longer carry. And yet, before she can speak, she needs to feel safe. She needs to know that you'll understand, that you won't turn away, that you'll see beyond the silence and recognize the love that has always been there. This is where you come in, dear soul. You have a choice. You can continue to doubt, or you can begin to believe. You can open your heart just enough to feel what she feels, to connect with her soul, even in the silence. Because the more you tune in, the clearer her love will become. You'll feel it in the air, in the warmth that touches your chest when you think of her, in the softness of your spirit when her image enters your mind. This is not a one-sided feeling. You are not chasing a ghost. You are remembering someone who already loves you deeply. And the more you allow yourself to receive that love, the closer she will be to revealing it. This is a sacred dance between two souls, a dance of timing, of courage, and of trust. And I know what you're thinking. If she really loves me, why hasn't she come forward? Why hasn't she made it known? I will answer that, but not yet, because there's something even more important you need to hear first. Something about the silence that will change the way you see everything. So stay with me. Do not turn away, because what's coming next will show you that what feels like distance is actually proof of how much she truly cares. Are you ready? Then we'll continue. And before we continue with this very special message, I invite you to support this space of connection. Become a member of the channel, and if you feel this message is touching your heart, don't forget to click on thanks below the video. This helps us continue bringing messages full of love and hope like this one. Now let's move on to what matters most. Dear soul, as we continue this journey, I want you to remember something essential. Not everything that is quiet is empty. Sometimes, silence holds the greatest weight. It carries what words cannot express. It hides what the heart is afraid to reveal. And in her silence, there is more love than you realize, more truth, more longing, more hidden confessions than you could ever imagine. You may have questioned her distance. You may have wondered, why doesn't she reach out? Why doesn't she just say how she feels? But the answer, dear soul, is layered in something far more profound than hesitation or doubt. The silence is not rejection. It is not a lack of feeling. It is not the absence of love. It is the presence of something sacred, something she doesn't yet know how to share. She hides behind the silence because she is afraid, not of you, but of what the truth might bring. She worries that her words won't be enough, that her love might come too late, or that you might not believe her after so much quiet. Her heart races every time she thinks of opening up to you, not because she doubts her love, but because it's so real, so overwhelming, so deep, that it frightens her. How do you confess to someone that they are the only thing you think about when you wake up? How do you admit that, in the silence, you've built a world around their memory? You see, she is not avoiding you. She is protecting herself. And strangely, she believes she's protecting you too. She fears that if she tells you everything, if she reveals just how much you mean to her, you might walk away, and that would break her. So she stays quiet. Not because she wants to lose you, but because she wants to hold on to the possibility of you. In silence, she feels close to you, even if she can't reach for your hand. In silence, she hears your voice in her heart. And for now, that feels safer than risking it all. But this is where things begin to shift. Because while the silence was once her shelter, it's now becoming her prison. Her heart is aching. It wants to speak. It wants to confess. But it's still searching for the right moment, the right sign, the right sense of certainty that you'll be there, not just to listen, but to understand. She doesn't want your pity. She doesn't want your sympathy. She wants your soul. She wants to know that if she speaks, you won't retreat. That if she opens herself, you'll receive her. Not just the words, but the vulnerability behind them. And you, dear soul, have probably felt this tension without knowing exactly what it was. You've felt the connection, and yet questioned it. You've sensed her presence, but doubted her intention. That's natural, because love without clarity creates confusion. But I am here now to give you that clarity, to tell you that what she hasn't said is everything you've been waiting to hear. Her silence has not been stillness. It has been movement, a quiet storm building in the depths of her being, 1,000 unsent messages, 1,000 whispered prayers, 1,000 moments when she held herself back, not because she didn't care, but because she cared too much. She's afraid that if you see all of her wounds, her insecurities, her regrets, you'll turn away. And yet, what she doesn't know is that your heart is stronger than she thinks, that you are ready to see her truth and love her not despite it, but because of it. You are not here to judge. You are here to feel. And if you're still listening to this message, it means you're already connected in ways even you don't fully understand. But now, I must ask you something. Are you willing to see past her silence? Are you willing to hold space for her truth, even if it's messy, imperfect, or delayed? Because soon, very soon, she will need you to. The silence is breaking, the walls are cracking, and when she finally speaks, her voice might tremble, her words might come slowly, but they will be filled with everything she's been carrying for so long. And in that moment, what you choose to do with her truth will define everything that comes next. You are being prepared now. This message is the beginning of that preparation. You are being shown her heart through my words, so that when the moment comes, you will know how to respond, with grace, with understanding, with love. Not because you owe it to her, but because your soul has already felt what your mind is just now beginning to accept, that this love is real, that this connection is divine, that her silence was not the end, it was the beginning. But there's more that I must tell you, because the silence is not only about fear, it's also about timing, about wounds from her past that she still carries, about moments long before you met, where trust was shattered and love was lost. These wounds didn't heal easily, and though they have nothing to do with you, they have everything to do with why she hesitates. She doesn't want to repeat the past. She doesn't want to lose herself again. And most of all, she doesn't want to lose you. You may not know this, but you have already healed her in ways she cannot explain. Your presence in her life, your energy, your soul, has reminded her that love is still possible, that connection can be safe, that maybe, just maybe, someone like you could understand someone like her. But even with that hope, she still battles her doubts. She still questions her worth, and that is why she's been silent. But now, dear soul, the silence is no longer sustainable. Her heart is ready to break open, and I am guiding you closer to that moment, one word at a time. So I ask you, stay with me, because what's coming next will take you deeper into her heart than ever before. And in that depth, you will discover something unexpected, not just why she's been quiet, but what she's truly afraid of losing. Are you ready to hear what she's most afraid of? Then come with me. Let us go deeper. Dear soul, now that you understand her silence not as distance but as a shield, I must take you even deeper into the truth of her heart. Because behind her quiet, behind every moment she held herself back, there exists a powerful, haunting fear, one that shapes every decision she makes. It is not the fear of love itself, nor the fear of vulnerability. No, what she fears most is losing you. Yes, losing you. This fear is what holds her hostage in her own emotions. It is what keeps her up at night, what makes her overthink every message she didn't send, every word she wanted to say but swallowed. She's not afraid that you'll reject her love. She's afraid that if she shows it, if she opens her entire soul and reveals the depth of what she feels for you, something might go wrong. She's afraid that maybe you won't feel the same, or that maybe you once did, but not anymore. And if that happens, if she loses you after giving you everything, she doesn't know if her heart could survive it. So she waits. She protects herself by pretending she's strong enough to endure the silence. But I see through her. I hear the words she whispers in the quiet. I see the tears she wipes away when no one is watching. And I know this truth. Her love for you is not fading. It is growing. And with every day that passes, the risk of never speaking it out loud becomes heavier. She knows she's running out of time. She knows she cannot live in this silence forever. But every time she comes close to stepping forward, that fear grips her again. And this fear doesn't come from nowhere. It was born from moments in her past when she gave her heart to the wrong hands. When her vulnerability was met with abandonment. When her truth was treated with indifference. Those scars didn't just teach her to be cautious. They taught her to expect loss, even in the presence of love. Especially in the presence of love. But what she hasn't realized yet is that you are not like the others. You were not sent to her to repeat her pain. You were sent to her as part of her healing, as part of her divine lesson in trust, in receiving, in believing again. And the moment she fully understands that, the moment she believes you are safe, she will begin to shed that fear. She will step into her truth, not as someone waiting to lose, but as someone ready to gain everything her heart has prayed for. You are her answered prayer, even if she hasn't said it, even if she doesn't know how to say it. You are the calm in her storm, the light that reminds her there is still beauty, still hope, still something worth believing in. But because that truth is so overwhelming, it frightens her. It makes her question whether something this powerful can really be for her. Can she really be loved the way she loves you? Can she really trust that this time she won't be left behind? These are the questions she wrestles with. Not because of anything you did wrong, but because of everything she's been through. Her heart has been on a long journey, filled with disappointment, betrayal, and confusion. And now, standing before the possibility of something real, something sacred, she trembles. She wants to run into your arms, but her fear tells her to wait just a little longer. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next time. But deep inside, she knows. She's running out of reasons to delay. She feels you, even from afar. She senses your energy, your longing, your confusion, and part of her hopes that you'll hold on just a little longer, that you won't give up, that somehow, even without words, you'll know she loves you. But she also knows that she can't ask you to wait forever. That love deserves to be expressed, not hidden, and that the love she holds for you is too beautiful to be buried beneath fear. So now she stands at the edge of her silence, looking down at the possibility of finally leaping into honesty. She wants to take that leap. She dreams of the moment where she no longer has to pretend, where she can look into your eyes and tell you everything, where she can finally exhale, knowing she's told the truth. And that truth, dear soul, is this. She loves you more than she has ever loved anyone, and that love scares her more than anything else in this world. But here is what she needs to know, what I've come to help you express to her, even through this silence. She doesn't have to be afraid, not with you. She doesn't have to carry this alone. She doesn't have to fear losing you when all she wants is to love you. And perhaps if she feels your energy soften toward her, if she senses that you still care, she will begin to believe that love is possible, even after everything she's been through. You are closer than you think to hearing her truth. She is closer than she's ever been to speaking it. But the next step is delicate. It requires patience. It requires you to keep your heart open, to be ready to receive not just her love, but the vulnerability wrapped inside it. Because when she finally confesses, it won't come as a perfectly crafted speech. It will come in fragments, in trembling words, in tearful eyes. But in those moments, you will witness the most honest version of her soul. And in that honesty, everything can change. So hold space for her now, even if you don't see the signs yet. She is gathering her strength. She is praying for courage, and I am helping her find it. Because the love between you was never meant to remain hidden. It was meant to rise, to heal, and to transform both of your lives. But before she speaks, before she gathers the strength to reveal everything, there's one more thing you must understand. Something from her past still echoes in her heart, a wound that explains more than her silence, a memory that holds the key to everything she's been afraid to say. And once you know it, you'll never see her the same way again. Are you ready to understand the pain that shaped her silence? Then come with me. The next truth awaits. Dear soul, you've come far on this journey, and what I'm about to reveal now will help you see her through the eyes of compassion. To understand her love fully, you must first understand her pain. Because the silence she carries, and the fear that holds her back, were not born from this moment. They are echoes from a past that never fully healed. She has walked through storms that you've never seen. She has trusted people who didn't see her worth. She has given her heart only to have it shattered in silence. And though she doesn't talk about it, though she doesn't show it. Every word she withholds from you is wrapped in the memory of what once broke her. There was a time when she believed in love without fear, a time when she opened her heart wide and offered all of herself to someone who promised they'd stay. But promises were broken. Trust was abused. Her vulnerability was used against her. And when it all fell apart, she didn't just lose love, she lost a piece of herself. It changed the way she looked at connection. It taught her that being open could be dangerous, that loving someone might mean handing them the power to destroy her. So she closed her heart, not all the way, but just enough to protect the pieces that remained. And then, you appeared, maybe quietly, maybe unexpectedly. But when she felt your energy, your presence, something stirred inside her that she hadn't felt in a long time. Hope, a spark, a possibility. And with that came something even stronger than fear. Desire. A desire to love again, to feel safe, to believe. But the past didn't disappear. The pain didn't vanish. It whispered in her ear, reminding her of what happened last time she trusted someone too much. Reminding her that even the most beautiful beginnings could end in heartbreak. This is the battle she fights daily, not between loving you or not, but between choosing courage or safety, between believing in a new story or staying hidden in the wounds of the old one. And even when she's smiling, even when she's strong on the outside, inside she's fighting a quiet war, one between her heart that wants to run to you and her mind that wants to protect her from more pain. You must know, her hesitation is not a reflection of how she feels about you. In fact, it's the opposite. The deeper her love grows, the more frightened she becomes. Because losing you would not just hurt, it would confirm every fear she's tried so hard to silence. That maybe she's not enough, that maybe love was never meant for her, that maybe her heart is just too broken to be chosen again. But I'm here to tell you, she is more than enough. Her past does not define her. Her worth has never diminished. And this love, this connection she shares with you, was sent to her as proof that healing is possible, that real love exists, that souls like yours can recognize the light in someone even when they can't fully see it in themselves. You are not just someone she admires. You are someone she feels deeply connected to, on a level that goes beyond words, beyond logic, beyond the ordinary. And that scares her more than anything else, because it's real, because it matters, because you could be the one who breaks the pattern, or the one who proves it was right all along. She wants to believe you're different. She wants to trust that this time, love will be safe. But to do that, she has to let go of the story she's been telling herself since the day her heart was first broken. And that's not easy. It takes time. It takes reassurance. It takes a kind of patience that only true love can offer. And right now, she is closer than ever to that breakthrough. Closer than she's ever been to choosing faith over fear. You've already touched her heart in ways you may never fully understand. Your presence has reminded her of who she was before the pain, and for that reason alone, she holds on to you, even in silence. But she knows that silence can't last forever. She knows the moment is coming where she will have to choose, speak or lose, reveal or retreat. And though she still wrestles with doubt, something in her spirit is beginning to shift. A soft voice inside her is rising up, saying, "You've waited long enough. Love is here. It's safe. It's time." That voice is mine. That voice is hers. And perhaps it's yours too. Because whether you realize it or not, you've been part of her healing journey all along. The love she feels for you didn't just awaken her heart. It began to stitch it back together. And with every passing day, she feels a little stronger, a little braver, a little more ready to risk everything for something that finally feels true. So if she hesitates, don't take it personally. If she needs time, give it freely. Because when she finally speaks, when she finally lays her heart in your hands, you will understand that the wait was worth it. You will see a love that has survived the fire, a love that chose to rise again when it had every reason to stay hidden. A love that was born not just from desire, but from endurance, resilience, and sacred connection. But before she can give you all of herself, she needs one more thing, one more moment of clarity, one more sign that the time is right, that you're still there, that you haven't given up. And I believe, with all the light in my being, that you're still listening, because you already know, you already feel it. You've already decided that this love is worth the wait. Still, there is one more layer. One more truth that must be uncovered. One final step before the moment of confession. Because as much as she's afraid of the past, there is something even deeper that she's never said. A secret she carries not because it's shameful, but because it's sacred. Because it's the core of everything she feels for you. And once you hear it, you will never doubt her love again. Are you ready to know what she's been protecting in the deepest part of her heart? Then stay with me. The next part will reveal what she has never told anyone, not even herself. Dear soul, now we arrive at a sacred moment in this message, a space where truth begins to rise from the shadows. What you are about to hear is something she has never spoken, not to you, not to anyone. It's a truth so deeply buried in her spirit that she has struggled to even admit it to herself. And yet, it is the center of everything. It is the quiet truth that has shaped her every hesitation, her every breathless pause, her every glance in your direction followed by silence. What she has never said, but has always felt, is this. She loves you more than she knows how to explain, and that love is her greatest secret. She didn't plan for it. She didn't expect to feel this way. In fact, when you first came into her life, she wasn't looking for anything. She had already made peace with being alone, or at least that's what she told herself. But you changed something in her. You awakened parts of her heart she thought were gone forever. You touched places within her that no one else ever reached. And because of that, her feelings grew quickly, quietly, and overwhelmingly. She tried to ignore it at first. She told herself it was just admiration, just curiosity, just a passing connection. But the more she tried to push it down, the more it rose to the surface. Your energy, your presence, your essence. It stayed with her long after you were gone. It filled her thoughts in quiet moments. It showed up in her dreams. It made her feel things she didn't think she could feel again. And that terrified her. Because when love is that real, when it pierces through every defense and finds its way to the center of your soul, it changes everything. It rewrites the stories you've told yourself. It challenges the fears you've built walls around. It demands honesty. And she wasn't ready. Not because she didn't feel it, but because she didn't know what to do with something so pure after so many years of pain. And so she hid it, not to deceive you, not to play games, but to protect the only thing that still felt fragile inside her, hope. Because this love, the one she feels for you, isn't ordinary. It isn't based on superficial attraction or fleeting emotion. It's a soul-level recognition. It's an understanding beyond words. And that kind of love, it's not something you throw into the open without certainty. She's been holding it in for so long that it's become both her comfort and her burden. A comfort, because at least she still has it. A burden, because she longs to share it and doesn't know how. Sometimes, she writes it down, in journals, in notes she'll never send. Sometimes she whispers it into the air, hoping the wind will carry it to you. And other times she simply holds it close, praying that somehow you already know. And you do know, don't you? You've felt it in the pauses between conversations, in the looks that last a second too long, in the energy that surrounds you when you think of her. You've felt the pull, the ache, the presence of something unspoken, but very real. That's because her soul has been speaking to yours, even when her voice remained silent. That's the language of true connection, where words become unnecessary and hearts begin to speak on their own. But now, dear soul, the time for silence is ending. The moment is approaching where her confession will no longer be a silent prayer, but a living, breathing truth. She is gathering the courage, she is preparing her heart, and she is hoping, more than anything, that when she finally speaks, you will not run, that you will not judge, that you will not think she waited too long. She is hoping you will see her not as someone who hid, but as someone who loved so deeply that she had to protect it until the time was right. And that time is almost here. But before that moment arrives, she still needs one thing: reassurance, a sign, a whisper from the universe that her love will not be thrown away, that you will receive it with the same tenderness she has held it with, that your heart is still open, that this connection hasn't faded, that what she feels is not one-sided, that this love can still grow into something real, something lasting, something divine. So listen carefully, dear soul. She may not say it out loud yet, but I am saying it for her now. She loves you, fully, deeply, truly. She loves you in ways she can't articulate, in ways that don't make sense but feel completely natural. She loves you not for what you've done, but for who you are, for the way you made her feel safe again, seen again, loved again. This love is not a fantasy. It is not an illusion. It is not something she created in her mind to fill a void. It is a sacred truth, one that has survived her doubt, one that has grown in silence, one that is now ready to be spoken, if only the moment allows. So I ask you, as her guardian and yours, are you ready to hear her truth without interruption? Are you ready to feel what she's been carrying all this time? Are you ready to receive the love she's held in her soul, like a precious flame, never letting it go out? Because when she finally says it, when the words leave her lips and reach your heart, you will understand why she waited. You will understand why it took time. And you will know with certainty that what she's about to give you is everything. But there is still more. Yes, even after all this, there is one final step, one last layer of this message that cannot be skipped. Because this love story, while built in silence, is destined for revelation. And the final truth will not only open your heart, but reveal what the universe has been aligning all along. So stay with me. The next moment will show you what her love means for your future, and how destiny is already moving to bring you together. Dear soul, the moment you've been patiently journeying toward is here. You have walked beside me through every layer of her silence, through every fear, through every wound from her past. You've come to understand her hesitation not as absence, but as protection. You've listened with an open heart. And now, I bring you the revelation that shifts everything. The secret she has hidden so delicately, the truth she has never spoken aloud, is this: she loves you more than you could ever imagine. This is the truth she's carried in quiet devotion. It's the heartbeat behind every glance she turned away. It's the reason she lingers in your energy, even when her voice is missing. She has loved you from the depths of her soul, not with a fleeting affection, not with a shallow desire, but with a love that is spiritual, eternal, and deeply anchored in who you are. This love did not begin with words. It began with recognition. Her soul knew yours. Her heart identified you before her mind understood what was happening. And so, she fell in love, quietly, wholly, deeply. There were times she tried to stop it. Times she told herself that it couldn't be real, that maybe she had misunderstood the signs, or romanticized your presence in her life. But the more she resisted, the stronger the feeling became. Because true love cannot be reasoned away. It does not fade with distance or silence. It waits. It endures. It watches from afar and continues to grow in the unseen spaces. She thought her silence would protect her heart, but instead, it made her love for you grow even deeper. Because every day she did not speak it, she felt it more intensely. And now, it lives inside her like a sacred flame, untouched by the winds of fear, guarded by the hands of destiny, and warmed by the memory of your presence. What she feels for you is not just love, it is reverence. You are not simply someone she desires. You are someone she honors. Someone who awakened a part of her she believed was lost forever. Someone who reminded her what it feels like to be chosen, seen, valued, not for who she pretends to be, but for who she truly is. And now, her heart aches not because it doubts you, but because it longs to share this truth with you. She dreams of the day she can look into your eyes and say, "I've loved you all along." She imagines what it would feel like to be held by you, not just in physical closeness, but in complete emotional safety. She wants to tell you everything, to fill in the silences with the story of her heart, to let you hear what she's only dared to whisper in the dark. But here is what she doesn't know, what I, your guardian, must now reveal to you. The moment of her confession is coming. It's closer than you think. Her spirit is preparing for it. Her courage is building. Her love is ready to be spoken aloud. And when that moment comes, she won't speak it perfectly. She may stumble. Her voice may break. But her truth will be unmistakable, and it will change everything. Because once her love is revealed, the silence between you will no longer be a void. It will be a bridge, a path from fear to freedom, from wondering to knowing, from waiting to embracing. Her words will not just bring clarity, they will bring healing. And in that moment, you will understand why she waited, why she protected her feelings so fiercely, why she needed time. You will see the fragility of her heart and the strength it took to finally open it. You will realize that her love is not just a gift, it is a declaration of trust, of surrender, of hope. She is not just saying, "I love you." She is saying, "I believe in you. I believe in us. I believe this is real." And that belief, dear soul, is what will carry you forward. But I must tell you something else. Because even after the confession, the journey does not end. In fact, it only begins. Her truth will invite you into a new chapter. One where you must meet her with equal depth, with patience, with presence, with a willingness to grow together. Because true love, once revealed, must be nurtured. It must be honored day by day, choice by choice. She has been brave in silence, and when she finally speaks, she will be brave in truth. But your courage will be needed too, not just to receive her love, but to show her that she was never wrong for feeling it, to show her that her heart, once so broken, is now safe, that everything she feared was worth facing, because you were there at the end of it all, waiting, not to judge her, but to welcome her. And that, dear soul, is what she hopes for most, that her love will not be met with hesitation, but with recognition, that her vulnerability will not be used against her, but will be held with care, that you will say back to her, "I've felt it too," that you will look into her eyes and confirm what her soul has always known. This connection was never one-sided. It was never imagined. It was destined. So I ask you now, as the one who has guided you through every breath of this message, are you ready to receive the love you've been waiting for? Are you ready to hold the heart that has quietly beat for you all this time? Because she is ready, she is coming, and the words she has been holding back are finally rising to the surface. But there is still one final thing I must share with you. Yes, the greatest revelation of this journey is still ahead. Because while her love for you is the center of this message, what the universe is preparing for you both goes beyond confession. It touches the sacred alignment of destiny. It involves what comes after the truth is spoken, what happens when two souls finally choose each other completely. So stay with me. The next and final part of this message will open the path forward. It will show you what this love was meant to become, and how heaven itself is already preparing the way. Dear soul, this is the final part of the message I was sent to deliver. But know this, it is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of something sacred. You have walked through every truth I've placed before you. You've heard the confessions hidden in silence, the fears wrapped in longing, the pain held behind her quiet distance. And now, I bring you to the place where love and destiny finally meet. This is where you must open not only your heart, but your entire spirit. Because the universe has not just watched this love unfold, it has prepared the path for what comes next. Yes, she loves you. Yes, she's ready to say it. But now the question becomes, what will you do with this love? What will you choose, knowing all that has been revealed? Because her words, when they finally reach you, will not just be a confession. They will be an invitation, a calling, a gentle, trembling, sacred opening to a life that was always meant to be lived by your side. And this moment, the one that's approaching, is more than a turning point. It's the exact intersection of fate and free will. The heavens have aligned the signs. Her soul has prepared the truth. But the next step must be yours. Do not mistake this moment for something ordinary. It has taken divine orchestration to bring you here. All the delays, the doubts, the silences, they were never meant to destroy the connection. They were meant to refine it, to prepare you both. Because what is being offered now is not just love. It's sacred partnership. It's the kind of bond that transcends fear, that heals old wounds, that builds not just a romance, but a spiritual alliance, a union of purpose, of energy, of destiny. You are not being asked to move blindly. You are being asked to move faithfully, to trust what you feel, to trust what her heart has carried, to trust the signs that led you to this message. Because if you are hearing these words now, then the time has come. Heaven has whispered it. Her soul has confirmed it. And now, I am here, standing beside you, guiding you to act in alignment with everything you already know, deep within. So what is the next step? It begins with opening your heart completely. It begins with releasing all the lingering fear, the old stories of rejection, the belief that love like this is too good to be true. It begins with you allowing yourself to believe that you are worthy of this kind of love, that she is not here to hurt you, but to heal alongside you, that your past was not punishment but preparation for this exact connection. And once your heart is open, the next step is to respond, to make space, to be ready to receive her love, not with suspicion, but with softness, not with guardedness, but with gratitude. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to know what happens 5 steps ahead. All you need to do is meet her in the moment with the same vulnerability she will bring to you. She doesn't need perfection from you. She doesn't need a flawless plan. She just needs truth. She needs to know that if she speaks, you won't turn away. That if she cries, you'll stay. That if she trembles, you'll be steady. This is the gift you now hold in your hands. The chance to be the person who proves to her that real love does not leave. That love, when it is right, arrives and remains. And what happens if you do this? If you receive her truth and respond with your own, then everything changes. Then the love that has waited for so long finally becomes alive in action. Then you no longer wonder, what if? Because you are too busy living the answer. Then the energy between you shifts from longing to fulfillment, from distance to presence, from fear to peace. The universe has not brought you here to tease you with possibility. It has brought you here to prepare you for the promise. This is not a fantasy. This is a divine unfolding. And while you still have free will, while you still must choose, everything has been positioned to lead you to this one sacred intersection, where her love becomes yours, where your silence becomes song, where your souls, once searching, finally rest in each other. I know the human mind still wants to protect itself. I know part of you may wonder if it's too late, if the connection is still real. But hear me now. It is real, and it is not too late. In fact, the timing could not be more perfect, because both of you have reached a point where the truth matters more than pride, where love matters more than fear, where peace matters more than control. That is where miracles begin. So what should you do now? Speak to your own soul. Affirm your readiness. Begin each day with the energy of love. Pray not just for her, but for the space between you to open. Let go of needing to know when or how. Focus instead on being the version of yourself who is ready to receive her completely, because the day is coming when she will speak, and when she does, everything will begin to shift, and I will be there. I will be beside you, guiding your words, opening your energy, softening your heart. I will whisper what you need to remember in the moment. Her voice finally breaks the silence, and you will know, without a shadow of doubt, that this was all meant to happen, that you were always being guided here, that nothing was lost, only prepared. So now I leave you with one final truth. This love was not sent to test you. It was sent to complete you, to awaken what the world tried to numb, to rebuild what the past tried to break. She is not your lesson. She is your alignment. And you are her sanctuary. Take this message and hold it close. Let it echo in your heart long after the words have faded. Let it guide your choices. Let it prepare you for the moment that is coming. Because the next time you hear her voice, it will not be in silence. It will be in truth, in love, in the beginning of everything you've always hoped was real. Dear soul, if this video was meaningful to you, leave a thanks below this video as a gesture of gratitude for this revelation. This strengthens us to keep sharing messages of connection and faith. And when that moment arrives, remember this: destiny does not rush, but it never misses its mark, and neither will you.